Hello, this is Bill Clodsey. Welcome to the first Magic 2019 core set sealed. Let's get started here. This even comes up before pre-releases, so this is Friday. And we'll go through all the steps here. It is pretty much the first time I'm seeing some of this, but I have looked over the set a bit. The dual lands take the place of basics, so that'll be fun to open. Anyway, what do we have for power? Banefire, extremely powerful. Demon of Catastrophes. It's a 4-mana 6/6 flying trample that doesn't ask too much. You do need to sacrifice a creature on cast. Monastery Mentor. No, Mentor of the Meek. Not bad. And then Dragon Horde. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield, you get this, and you can draw a card. Otherwise, this is just a rare Manalith type thing. Pretty neat. So the best card is like Djinn of Wishes, then Banefire, then Demon, in some order. And a couple build-arounds, and I suppose Prodigious Growth could win the game, but yay, every color, just like we wanted. Poison Tip Archer. It's a good payoff in multicolor. Vigilant Baloth, not bad for a 5-mana green thing. Siegebreaker Giant, very good. These horses are weird, but some of them are better than others. I would main deck a Reclamation Sage, I think, especially in sealed deck. Some milling. -1/-1 effect, but if you're in life gain, it gets even better than that. Militia Bugler. Well, 3-mana 2/3 Vigilance, already pretty good, so what else? Look at the top 4, and then you can reveal a little creature and put it into your hand. So kind of on the same line as Mentor of the Meek. Make a Stand, sort of just depends, but it's 3 mana, it protects your thing, and it can be a really aggressive play. Inferno Hellion. Oh, I don't really like this thing. If you're super aggressive, I guess it's a nice little burn win condition. Hieromancer's Cage is great. Knightly Valor is great. Gutter Snipe conditional, but fine. Dominance, I rather like this card because you need some way to kind of get things going, shake things up a bit. Bone to Ash, I guess, is fine. Aegis of Heavens, it's just a trick, but it's a good one. And Fell Spectre, you know, you get a solid 2-for-1 here. Great, so we have lots of good stuff in all the colors. Now, white does seem to be a little more appealing. We'll see what kind of fixing we have next. And then the rest of the colors, just who knows. Okay, so I don't know enough about the removal to look at some of that, but we can take a look. Electrify, a million Minotaurs and Motivators and Instigators. 1 Lich's Caress, 2 Manaliths. Trusty Pack Beasts. Great. And a Pacifism, I think I saw there. Okay. So what did we get? What lands did we get? We have 2 Manaliths. Not too much to pay off for going into many colors. Dragon's Horde, which is like a better Manalith if you're playing dragons, and some Esper lands. White. Okay, so not many 2-drops, but the 2-drop it does have is, it's okay, I guess. It's more of an aggressive card. You'd rather play this with other 2-drops in your deck. But Mentor's neat. Surprising that it works with the Shield Mare too. It probably works with most of this stuff. Trusty Pack Beast to get back your Explosive Apparatus, which is the only real artifact we can get back with it. So probably not so interested in the Pack Beasts. Shield Mare's fine. Courser's great. Bugler is going to be great. And then Dwarven Priest, a 2/4. So this is a Yoke Dox, or not a Yoke Dox, but some kind of thing. 2/4 for 4. And then you gain some life. Angel of Dawn, this is a Dawn Feather Eagle, but with awesome art. I guess Dawn Feather Eagle had pretty cool art too, but Yeah, good job on that. Make a stand. Mighty Leap is just a fine trick, and Aegis of Heavens is also a fine trick. Not super excited about white. Its best cards are the 3 removal spells, the Angel of Dawn, and the Mentor. And the rest, we're gonna forget about. But a lot of that stuff is worth splashing, so white could definitely be a good splash color. Blue. Djinn of Wishes. Now there's a nice bomb. We've got 1 Psychic Corrosion. I doubt we'll be in a mill deck, but I do like that style of deck. We've got 2 Walls of Mist. They don't have flying or anything, but, you know, 05 walls for 2. Probably not going to make the deck. Prowess. Kind of a Prowess-like ability. On a Windrake, you know, it can't get too much better than that. Tolarian Scholar's back. Frilled Sea Serpent is a late game kind of win condition. Uncomfortable Chill is fine. Ghost Form is not fine. It's not okay. Yeah, so blue doesn't have a whole lot. It doesn't really have enough to support itself even. So, sorry, Djinn of Wishes. Probably not going to be blue. In black. Are these Infectious Horrors any good? Not really. 4 mana 2/2 is not where you want to be. If you're super aggressive, you could use this to just force some damage in. It really depends on the size of your opponent's creatures. Infernal Scarring. Infernal Scarring's fine. It's the kind of thing that makes Infectious Horrors better, so they can actually trade off and do some damage. 2 good removal spells. The Bite is not really where you want to be unless you're really heavy on the life gain synergy. 2 mana. This is an effect they had, but it was like 1 mana, so they kind of fixed it at 2 mana. It's a nice combat trick and you get your card back, so that's especially good with Enter the Battlefield effects. Like this thing, Skeleton Archer. I like Skeleton Archer. It's a nice common. The Demon obviously is great, but what we were missing in black is any early creatures. Not a huge fan of the 2-headed zombie, it's just a little overcosted for what it's doing. Bog Stomper, just a big beast. Yeah, a lot of this I'm just not very excited about. Few good creatures. A few interesting removal spells. Mind Rot, heck, you could always put it in, but you're never really excited to put it in a deck. And I'm not super excited about that trick. Okay. Sorry, Demon. Can we get paid off here? I saw a lot of electrolyzes. Or electrifies, whatever they're called. Crash Through. Smelt is going to be relegated to the sideboard. You'll see these card backs. Hold on, can we see this? Are like the new logo for Magic. I don't know if you can make that out. So I wonder if that's a thing that'll happen in live Magic at some point. Gutter Snipe, that just depends on if we have enough stuff to snipe. This is 5 Goblin Motivators. That's too many. That's far too many Goblin Motivators. Active Treason. Active Treason, I guess you really just need a few sacrifice outlets. And we have, I mean, we have Demon of Catastrophes. That's our best sacrifice outlet. Got a lot of random goblin stuff. Sure Strike's pretty good. Inferno Hellion. Hostile Minotaurs, also pretty good. Some randomly good stuff here, but yeah, I can't see playing a bunch of these motivators, maybe one if we're super aggressive. But half our stuff has haste to begin with. Siegebreaker Giant's very good. Banefire's ridiculous, but splashable. And the rest of this stuff's just Boggart Brutes are good. It's a solid core here, but it's only about 8 cards that I'm excited to play. How about green? Good old green. What's Root Snare? Oh, it's 2 mana Fog. No thanks. It can be surprising, but it is card disadvantage, certainly. Centaur Courser or Nessian Courser, whatever you want to call it. I love Basilisk effects. Death Touch 2/2. Oh, it's so good. Support it with a trick. I think we're just gonna go for the power of our multicolor cards here. That's a good thought. We've got a little ramp there. Apparatus, that's something we could put in. We've got a bunch of manoliths and dragon's hordes. So maybe we just splash all of our best stuff. Green looks solid though. Thornhide Wolves is pretty powerful. Huh, Rock's Oracle, 5 mana for a 4/2, but you draw a card. Could be worse. Declare Dominance. I think this is just going to be a Declare Dominance deck. My goodness, and 6 mana Prodigious Growth on anything is going to hurt a lot. Wow, our green is great. The only thing we're missing, really, in our whole pool is 2-drops. We have let's just see all our 2-drops. We have Cavalry Drillmaster, Druid of the Cowl, Instigator. Probably missing something, but we don't even have like a 2 mana 2/2 zombie like the bear. Double Wall of Mist. That's it. That's everything. Well, let's hope it's not super fast. How many dragons do we have again? 0? That's not enough for Dragon's Horde to be any good. Just a worse version of Dragon's Horde, this Manolith. Oh well. Maybe we do need some root snares to survive. Okay, so if we put the tip archers in, we can play our removal. Wait, Strangling Spores, yeah. Caress, Archer, Spectre, Thirst, and that might be a deck. These Infernal Scarrings are actually maybe better than they look. The problem with them being if you get your creature bounced or something. All right. Looks kind of like an 18-land deck. And it might benefit from Explosive Apparatus. 2 damage to anything. That's exactly how we want to deal with early stuff. And that could go in for like Reclamation Sage. It doesn't seem to be a very heavy artifact and enchantment set. It's a good card though. I just like the card. It really is format dependent, but it's never too bad for you. Oh, Drillmaster can go out. Okay, great. This, to me, looks like the best thing we can be doing. Is it possible for us to be splashing blue? The problem with splashing blue is we'd really want to splash Djinn of Wishes, and it's double blue, so we're really looking at getting into Manoliths if we're going to splash anything like that. Where's the card advantage? We just have big advantage. We don't get card advantage in this deck. We need something to sacrifice early, but the whole pool just doesn't really support that. Ooh, we should definitely be splashing Banefire though. Okay, so our 2-color deck would be this. It doesn't have much to do early. It doesn't look great, but it's fine. The other thing we should really look for is like a Jund deck with a bunch of Manoliths. Because at this point I don't think blue's in it. Poison Tip Archer. Maybe black's not in it either. I mean, it really does have to be for the Poison Tip Archers. They're so good. But what is splashable in white? We have Knightly Valor, Angel of the Dawn, Courser, Bonds, and Cage. That's a lot of good stuff here to splash. And our lands really want us to splash blue, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, not much fixing at all here. I'm really looking at Banefire versus double Poison Tip Archer, whether we want to be in red or black. Or maybe we could be in something like red splashing black. Because that's a lot of good stuff. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. That's pretty good. Thornhide Wolves, while fine, is not insane. The Oracle, I think, is just going to be a good card. Hard to say. It does draw you a card, and it's a 4/2, so those are all points in its favor. Hostile Minotaur. And I'll tell you what red gives us. It gives us a 2-drop. Can't do much better than that. Does this look better? I mean, we lose out on the Demon, Lich's Caress, and Strangling Spores, and I guess the Archer. However, we got plenty of Archers. However, Electrifies are better than Strangling Spores, well, a lot of the time. Lich's Caress is a little expensive, and the red creatures are not too much worse, so I think I like this a bit better. It gives us a Manalith, which helps ramp up to our big 5-drops, and it gives us, you know, some ramp into Banefire as well. 18, yeah, looks fairly aggressive. It has a lot of push for damage in the late game. Leave out Inferno Hellion, leave out all the kind of card disadvantage cards because we're already pretty big on card disadvantage. I want Thornhide Wolves. 17 lands is maybe right, but we have a lot of expensive stuff. And it's sealed, so switch that out, why not? Maybe it'll get a gold counter somehow. If an opponent has a card that lets us get a dragon, like a dragon egg, and they give it to us somehow. Switcheroo. Could happen. Basilisk, Rabid Bite, Electrifies. Maybe Rock's Oracle is on the weaker side. Just go with Thornhide Wolves. Okay. I'm fairly confident in this. It's like 19 mana sources, but we have a lot of mana hungry cards, like the 6-drops, the Banefire. We really should be playing Rock's Oracle. Oh well. Some expensive stuff. Druid of the Cowl. You know what? We're going to put Rock's Oracle back in. 17, we have 2 ways to ramp. We've got Druid of the Cowl and Dragon's Horde. And then we'll probably choose to be on the play or something with this. Alright, 14-8-2. And I do like this better than the black version. The black-green version. And how many black sources do we play? Probably 2. So adding lands here 2 and it's 5. No, we probably need 9, 6, 2. Or better yet, 8, 7, 2. And that gives us a lot of early red stuff to do. Dragon's Horde helps with that. It helps get us up to our green 5-drops. Cool. See if we really regret leaving the Sage out, or Explosive Apparatus, which might be good. But yeah, a lot of difficult stuff to deal with here. Get some early damage in, Banefire them for the win. Let's try it out. Round 1, would you like to play first? Ooh, that is the tough one. I guess so. We do have some aggressive stuff. Keep it. Not used to these lands yet. Pretend we have a shock or something. It's funny, once you play a format for a while, you get to know all the tricks and try to put them in your opponent's head, but it's so early here. I mean, this is literally the first anyone has played with this set. Island game, nope. That's not going to be great for you. They could have a life gain theme. I'm really excited about this Declare Dominance, which gets so much better with the 3 Death Touch creatures we have in the deck. All creatures have to block this turn if able, so it just kills all their creatures. I think our Death Touch things are all 2 powered. We can attack with 2 3/3s this turn. That's pretty neat. Yeah, let's do that. The Dominance might be good later, but it gets a bit worse if they're killing your thing. Oh wow, no blocks? What are they, nuts? Why not trade your 3/2 with our 3/3? Take Vengeance. Okay, fair enough. They just have a lot of good stuff to do. And they want to get aggressive. They're not going to stay aggressive for too long here. Of course, next turn they could outclass us with a big dinosaur or something. Oh, that's too funny. Bristling Boar cannot be blocked by more than 1 creature. Declare Dominance. All creatures able to block it do so. So pretty much they have to block with 1 creature exactly. Still, I'm going to play this Thornhide Wolves because declaring its dominance sounds good to me. Tranquil Expanse, kind of drawing that out of order. But do we kill everything here with the dominance? Or do we play Colossal Dreadmaw? I could double block our Thornhide Wolves. This player might be kind of newer. Let's see if they... Yeah, I'll do the dominance here. Let's see if they save their Druid of the Cowl. Or if they kill our Thornhide Wolves somehow. Hopefully not that. White doesn't have a lot of instant speed removal in this set. Maybe it does. I'm pretty sure a lot of it is sorcery speed and aura kind of stuff. No, they don't save their Druid of the Cowl, so unless they have some kind of big pump spell, it will die. Kill the game last. Mighty Leap there. That's just enough to kill it. And we do kill the 2 important creatures. So I guess that... I guess maybe they did it on purpose because that's how they trade off. 3 for 2. And we get rid of the Druid, so they don't have quite as much. Mana this turn anyway. Our deck's pretty straightforward. All it is so far is a bunch of big creatures, and we used up our big trick a little early. The Dreadmaw might be a question they can't answer. I'm not going to attack with a Courser yet. It just trades with the Highland game. They're not at low enough life to make that super profitable for us. And let's get a big old Baloth into play. Why not? The Beasts of Many Lands. They can kind of do that in core sets. This is just from who knows where. This is Ixalan. This is also who knows where. But the Druid, that's from, what, Kaladesh? This thing's from Tarkir. Okay, just some random white-green stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Explosive Apparatus does look like it matches up well here. I'm not sure if we want this Rocks Oracle. I do want Dragon's Horde, though. I'm trying to convince myself to put in Manalith. Manalith looks better, because I can tell what the heck it is, but that's not why we play Sealed. We play Sealed to confuse people. And yeah, looks good to me. If they're going to play a trick on their 2/2, that kind of stops that. Another fine hand. We've got land. We've got a bunch of scary creatures with haste. Ooh, nothing to block that for a while. We're going to have to trade our 4-drop with their 2-drop. This whole pool just doesn't have anything to interact. Hey, there's a reason to play white. Ajani. What does Ajani do? Put a bunch of 1/1 counters on your creatures. Up to 2 creatures. It has to only be 1 counter, though. Oh, even our haste doesn't really get it. Still. Return target creature with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. We just have to attack Ajani here. Hopefully that works out for us eventually. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible of them to just like play a creature, pump up the Swift Claw, and then attack. Oh my goodness. Yep. Well, I am tempted to play Bristling Boar just to block the Swift Claw. But instead I'll play Thornhide Wolves to try to attack Ajani next turn. We're never beating a Planeswalker. Is this an Angel? All kinds of Angels and core sets. Maybe they need 2 green for it? Ooh, boy. We have like a rare or 2 in our deck, I think. But this is a deck in itself, Ajani and Lena. Gosh. Yeah. They left the Swift Claw as a 5/3. They can just chump this, attack back for 1,000,000. Yeah, we pretty much have to block this. Or hope we draw like a, I don't know. Basilisk is fine. I wish it was less expensive. But that's what we need to play here to combat Lena. They could just put a counter on it if we do Bristling Boar and attack in that way. Oblivion Ring. Yep, that's it. So that's game. Looks like 7, but it's actually 9. Reclamation Sage coming in. Apparatus, that definitely helps out. What about the rest of it? I actually like our deck a lot. So yeah, we'll do all right here. Need to cut something. Instigator doesn't seem great. I mean, it's a blocker for a 3/1. Kind of silly here. Maybe just cut Dragon's Horde and hope we draw Swamp naturally for the archers. And we have enough to do on turn 3 and 4 that we don't really want to take time off for that. Okay, great. Yes, on the play. There's our black. We have lots of green in the deck and a little to do without it. So I'm not going to risk going down to 6 here. Opponent is down to 6. Let's see how far they go. Down to 5. Couldn't draw enough planes, I guess. Siegebreaker Giant. This guy looks like a real house. 6/3 trample, so it's already just a, going to hit hard once. But then in the real late game, you can just stop creatures from blocking it all. Not super good on defense, but I mean, it trades with a big worm or something. Druid of the Cowl. Perfect mana over there, if nothing else. Efficient creature. It's rare. It's a 2/3. Huh. Our second swamp, our only swamp before one of our 9 forests. That doesn't seem right. Unfortunately, we haven't seen lifelink synergies yet, but they can always put counters on the chaplain, and that's synergistic enough. Great. Well, we don't really want to kill the Thorn Lieutenant with Electrify because they get an elf, and they're not too close to pumping it. Anyway, our big Siegebreaker Giant should shut down their offense here, and then we'll see what to do with Electrify. My vote is nothing and draw green. Yes. I wonder how much they block with here. I would like to trade 2 for 1. What if they block with everything? Then we could try to kill the Thorn Lieutenant. Spell or ability. Yeah, let's see what they do. I'm happy enough trading off with any 2 creatures here, or a trick and a creature. And part of that's because they're so far behind. The other option there was to kill Druid of the Cowl, so they just can't do anything for a while. But I guess I'm just not too worried about any of that. Knightly Valor, that's pretty good. Shoot, that's really good. Thank goodness for Rabid Bite, although we might just block it with the Poison Tip Archer here. It's only 3 damage. Yeah, let's use our Rabid Bite. which is another great combo with all of our Death Touch stuff, but it's our only Rapid Bite, so it's not like we got off too easily. Alright, check this out. Bow, kill that thing. Each opponent loses a life, and then we can attack in here for 8. We should probably just attack for 6. And if they double block the breaker, they get punished. And if they don't double block it, Boggart Brute, another difficult to block dude. This guy doesn't look like much, but he's just a solid creature. It's kind of the 3-drop you want in red. Especially with any kind of sure strike or whatever. Some way to give it first strike, or just keep them low on creatures so they can't block 3 damage turn after turn. Good in multiples, because if they have 3 creatures, they can still only block 1. Take Vengeance, I suppose that is fine. Especially since all of the things they're killing are kind of killing them. Great. Well, we don't have the double green yet for that nonsense. And Boggart Brute isn't at its best here. It trades with something, so that puts them down to 5. Yeah, let's attack with Boggart Brute. Probably trade with the Druid of the Cowl. Or Thorn Lieutenant, sure. That means they really want their mana here. So we could be extra mean and kill the Druid of the Cowl. But let's not. Yeah, I like the boar better. That's an easy way to lose a game. Just, you know, kill the Druid of the Cowl. They draw land before you can kill them. Play their thing. This is a new one, a Johnny's Last Stand. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you can get this 4/4 angel, basically. And if you ever have to discard this card, you get one for free. Wow. Not bad, not bad. So they're going to get an angel, and that's why we save our Electrify. We attack with Bristling Boar and Poison Tip Archer, and they might not be able to beat that attack. They can only block 1 on the Bristling Boar, and whatever blocks the Poison Tip Archer also dies. They could double block the Poison Tip Archer, but that's not great for them. No, if they double block it, they die, so yeah. Their only option here is to block 1 on each, or only block the Bristling Boar. But then they go basically to 1 because we can electrify their angel. Yeah, they're only blocking this. They get their angel. You may sacrifice it, but you might as well. Yeah, let's save that as a trick. Is this card good? You have to sacrifice a Johnny's Last Stand, so it's a 4-mana 4/4 flying. But it's kind of slow. Maybe it's good in a deck where you can sacrifice your own creatures, like black-white or red-white or something. Oh, so this is where the other mode of Declare Dominance kind of shows its value. We kill all their creatures, but also they have to block everything on our Basilisk, so our Bristling Boar gets 4 damage in. So it doesn't, if they could have 4 10-10 indestructibles and we'd still win here. Nice. Well, that's match 1. I forget how many matches there are in this. Maybe it's just 3, because it's kind of like some early league, but it might be the full 5. Round 2, it is the full 5. This is just the competitive league. Would you like to play first? Yes. And I'd like to draw 3 lands as well in my opening hand, please. And so we do. Always happy to see that. This deck needs another shock or 2, or another rabid bite or 3. Love those rabid bites. Well, maybe we're fine with all 3 and 4 drops. I mean, look at how powerful this is. Double green without much to do. I'll try to get as many hits in with Boggart Brute before they can trade with it. Manolith, oh boy. And Shock? Oh, come on. The one reason why we shouldn't play the Courser. That's just too much. I'll go for the Minotaur here over any other random option. Once we get 1 more land, we can do Horde and Courser. The mirror match, huh? I'm sure this player has a big, actual good card in their deck. You never know. Banefire, that's a big, good card. Well, okay. So they definitely don't want to trade their Disciple. But I'll offer that trade, because then we can just go Courser. But we're going to kill this Disciple, because it's just too powerful. Might as well kill it now. Eventually it becomes a dragon. And right now it's scary because, well, it's gonna put out Palladium Moors or some kind of monster. Giant spider, can't deal with that. Actually we can. We can kill both creatures here with Declared Dominance. That's the plan anyway. 6. It's just enough to do it all. Lightning Strike would be the absolute worst. They're kind of running out of stuff, and once we get them low enough, make sure we kill that if they have a +2/+2 trick. Once we get them low enough here, Banefire will finish them off. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get another hit in with the Minotaur, but wow. Catalyst Elemental. I wonder what giant monsters they have. Like next turn, they could do white, red, green, or something and put out a big monster. It's not going to stop me from attacking this turn. And it's also not enough for me to try to kill this Catalyst Elemental over playing a bunch of creatures. You figure they'll take 6 this turn no matter what they play. 5 points of burn. Ah, Rabid Bite and another giant spider. Well, I don't love this. We can kill the giant spider, hope they don't have much left in their hand, and then continue on our way. Maybe that's the best bet here. Ah, giant spiders are annoying. I do like a format where giant spider is good. And this looks like it. From what I can tell. Kind of a weak use of Banefire. Banefire versus regular old common. Another Menolith? Okay, maybe they're just out of stuff, and that's great for us because our board is way better. I don't know if there's any destroy artifact, Kolagon's command, destroy our dragon's horde, make us discard a card, we lose all our black sources. I don't think that's in this set. Alright, just kind of grinded them out there. Had the right stuff at the right time. Reclamation Sage is coming in. Maybe that should just be started in this format. Hard to say. The other thing is anything that can kill a 4 toughness creature. So if we have any more Electrifies hanging out, that'd be a good option. Act of Treason. Act of Treason kills the elemental thing. Because they just sacrifice it, or if they don't, you attack and then you sacrifice it. Sure Strike is probably good enough here. Because we have so many Death Touch things, that might have been one we could consider in the main deck. Take out Rock's Oracle, which is also fine, but not as good as our other drops. I'm starting to like this deck. I'll cut Dragon's Horde. 2 sources for 2 black cards. Hopefully we draw the sources. Well, it's easy enough. They're down to 6. This Bloody Imp is down to 6 on the play. Eventually we'll draw red, and when we do, we'll kill so many giant spiders. Everyone's playing this Highland game. And I would be playing mine too, if I had any, I'm sure. But not because I think it's great. I don't think it's great. It's better when the format is more aggressive. Because you're happy to trade it off. I'm going to respect the shock here and not just give them a free 2 damage in on us. There's our spider. There it is. Now what? I'll tell you what attacks past that spider. The bristling boar. Yeah, we can use Sure Strike to get past it. But I want to set that up to actually deal with something we need to deal with. Bristling boar is just a good enough answer right now. Wow, it pairs up really well, or matches up really well against this spider. Apparatus. Oh, I see their plan. To block the boar with Highland game and then finish it off. It's a 2-for-1, but they keep their precious spider in play. What they didn't expect is this. Now both creatures can attack, and if they want a 2-for-1 themselves, at least they have nothing else on the table. Yeah, I do expect them to make this play. We could use Sure Strike there to save our boar, but then it's not a 2-for-1 anymore. Then we're just using Sure Strike to trade with the game. And they keep their apparatus. Now, you don't give your creature any other crazy abilities with Declare Dominance, so Trample or anything, so you need to kind of use what you can use. So this time I will use Sure Strike to kill the giant spider. It's not as good here as an Electrify because we don't get that extra 3 damage in. But I imagine it will be good enough just to get damage in next turn. Certainly if they put another giant spider down next turn, we couldn't really attack with the Boggart Brute. Oh, that would be fine, maybe? No, even then, it's not enough to kill both spiders with our Sure Strike. Now I'll hold on to this swamp. I doubt they'll have any way to discard stuff. And not too much in our deck costs more than this without double green. And if we draw something really expensive, we can always play the swamp. There we go. Spark Tongue Dragon for 5. If you do it for 8, you can Lightning Strike something, and that kills everything. All of our creatures die. Fortunately, we can get in the full volley of damage here without using Declare Dominance. That lets us even attack with our Druid. So, good timing. Good timing. More Kaladesh staples. Not Kaladesh, Amonkhet. Wow, that is a lot of giant spiders. I wish we got as many giant spiders as we had hasty goblins. Oh, they're dead. So, we'll just show it to them? No, we really shouldn't. What if they have shock? We want to make sure they get low here. So we attack with everything. Put them to 5, and then put them to 0. Another match in the bags here. And it can't even be countered. Very nice. Yep, on the play again. This time with a little worse hand, but I usually keep 2 landers. If we had no 3-drops in the whole hand, then it'd be a little worse. But we even have a 2-drop here, Banefire. Yes, drawing land. I'll take it. I'll take it. 2 excellent 4-drops. Get that Boggart Brute down there. It might get killed after it hits once against white. Courser, they just can't block, so there's no reason to do stuff on the second main here. Oof, what? 2 4/4, 2 2/2s for 4. It's too good. It's too good against Boggart Brute, that's what it is. I really want to use Banefire on one. No, we should be better than that. They're blue too, so if they flicker Gallant Cavalry somehow, that gets pretty good. Courser and Cavalry is a nice combo because the Cavalry has Vigilance anyway. Snapping Drake. We weren't prepared for all these flyers. Wow. Okay, can't do the Archer. Although that would be a nice one against this deck. We can Electrify the Courser and then Banefire the Snapping Drake later. Or try to get counter-aggressive. Tell you what, let's attack out here. They're going to have flying on all their stuff anyway, unless we kill the courser. But I would rather work on our own aggression and then kind of mess up their math when they think about trying to kill us in a few turns, because we'll start killing their creatures. That is a big old Hieromancer's Cage. They seem to have over-tapped for it, unless I'm crazy here. What did, oh, they took Vengeance. Oh no, they did it all. Well, what can you do? Let's just electrify this Drake. They get in 3 damage here, and then Banefire, I mean, certainly it can take down a lowly Pegasus Courser. Ugh. Come on, Black Source. We need you. Instigator. So now we have to Banefire the Angel of Dawn. How many plummets did we have in the sideboard? We do have some good stuff against this. Let's see, the Take Vengeance. That's not going to help us here. Bant Flyers. So they might have Arcades, which is the Bant Dragon. You can make more assumptions like that in Sealed, because I mean, there are huge reasons to play those colors. Put the Apparatus in. I'm going to take out Rock's Oracle. That just seems to be a card draw so late that we don't really need it at that point. And turns out we don't have any plummets. We don't need Smelts. We don't really need Motivation. And then it's Sure Strike. Sure Strike's the other good one here we could consider. But at this point, we need cuts to begin with. All right, let's go back to this. Taking out the Dragon Horde. Not that it's a bad card. Ooh, this might be a bad hand. But I'll keep it. 2 lands, and we do have the 3 drops that I am so fond of. It's a bit risky. We just need to draw red, though, and that can't be that hard, right? Nice. Okay, keep drawing red. I don't mind that for a while. Next turn we get all of our hasty, aggressive dudes attacking in. They can cancel it. Or Essence Scatter it. I guess they're not doing that. Little do they know, these are like the best creatures in our whole deck, so they might as well. Would they trade here? If they do, that's fine. Because I can get more creatures in play, and we can just kill any other creatures they play for the rest of the game. Are there flash creatures? The flash creatures they could put in would be killed by Electrify. I don't think they're any big enough. And honestly, I just don't know the format so well to know if there are those flash creatures. I think there's like a wolf creature for 4 uncommon. Wow, that was quick. Good job, hasty creatures and basilisks. That worked out so well, I'm up for another one. But it could have just easily been us losing to never drawing a 3rd land or something. This is similar. It's even less risky in some ways because, well, we're on the draw and we have more green in the deck. more risky because if we keep drawing mountains, we're maybe not as well off, or swamps for that matter. But opponent's on the play down to 6. And their turn 2, they don't find a land. Still, a long game benefits them. We want to get some creatures into play. Maybe they have a creature that just dies to the apparatus. Oh, okay, didn't need this many mountains. Yep, well, I'll kill that thing. It's a fun one. Draw 2 cards for 5. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I'm not going to electrify a Rustwing Falcon. The hazards of keeping awkward hands. Do they have to discard this turn? Nope, they finally find a land. And I will electrify that. Whoops. It's twice as good as that Falcon. Oh, okay, great. That's pretty much all of our mountains. Unless I was completely wrong and we put more mountains than forests, but I'm pretty sure we have more forests than mountains. Awkward. Okay. Yep. What are we never getting to cast? Probably Prodigious Growth, and they just exile our thing anyway. There's still hope, not much, but as soon as we draw green, we get Poison Tip Archer. Are we dead here? Let's see. 4, 5. We might even be dead if we draw green next turn. We need to draw double green. Don't play Arcades. Okay, Angel of Dawn. That's 8. We go to 1. And this is a very fun, interactive game. There we go. Turn 11. Halfway through our deck. We get it. Okay, so can't win all of the matches, so 2 and 1. Round 4, we'll take the play. And we have a forest this time. Definitely a keepable hand here. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of hands that are just, they just have a game plan without drawing any cards, which is a good sign. Good feeling, just mid-range at its best. And now we have some plan even if we do draw land, preferably forest. The attack of the 3/3s here. Girapur Guide? What format are they playing? I don't know. We can take our... Well, maybe we should have done Dragon's Horde, Rabid Bite. Yeah, I should have done that. I was going to say we can take our turn getting 3 damage in and killing Girapur Guide, or we can take our turn doing 3 damage and killing Girapur Guide. Oh, crikey. That's not good for us. Vine Mare, let's hope they can't enchant it with anything, because then we lose. 5/3 hexproof. That might be one of the best cards in this set, really. I regret my play last turn. We could have had 3 more damage this turn. Take Vengeance. At least that's not a big equipment for the Vine Mare. It's about to be. Can't be blocked by Poison Tip Archer, by the way. That's fun too. Anyway, if they take their turn equipping the sword, then they won't have other good stuff to do. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Draw land and play Dreadmaw would be one thing. Let's just get Druid of the Cowl and Nessian Courser, Centaur Courser rather, and then not attack because they trade off Daggerback Basilisk with the Thornhide Wolves. And we really want that to block the Vine Mare. Play Armadillo Cloak on it or something. This is the new Rancor. Kind of slow to get back, but however Talons goes into the graveyard, they can get it back. Oh, great. 9/5, 2 Talons. We just have to double block this thing to kill it. We lose our whole board. Well, we don't lose our whole board, but they do lose Vine Mare, which is great news. And it will take them a while to get back their Talons. So I'm not even sure this attack was right, but they're happy with it. We can do all of that next turn. Let's do Colossal Dreadmaw. If they take their turn doing something like get back Talons, play Talons, equip Sword, that's all going to be fine. Because we have Rabid Bite. Oh, ooh. It's a funny little turn here, but they can give their Colossal Dreadmaw Vigilance. But we should be able to deal with that. Maybe we can kill the Dreadmaw with our Dreadmaw and attack in with both. That looks best. It doesn't really matter what we do it with. There we go. Attack with both, and if they want to trade their Basilisk with our Dreadmaw, that's fine at this point, because right now they have 3 cards in hand and they all equip to creatures. What I mean by that is they have Sword on the field and they have 2 Talons in their graveyard. My Nemesis Giant Spider. And equip the Sword. Yay! And my best friend Banefire. They can counter it if they want. Too lazy to pay the full 5. Also, I think attacking there wins, but whatever. Reclamation Sage coming in. Dragon's Horde going out, because we want to just get lucky instead of having to make our own luck. Never seen Prodigious Growth. It might not be the best against them, but look, if they have a giant hexproof thing, 9/5 hexproof vigilance, we want a 13/13 Dreadmaw. That's what'll do it. Maybe Apparatus isn't quite as good in this matchup. It kills their Death Touch guy. Sure Strike looks good. That's how you deal with giant hexproof monsters. Take out Rock's Oracle for that. Okay. Looks good to me. More good hands. Reclamation Sage has been good in every matchup, so maybe before match 5, and you can do this at the pre-release, although not at things like Grand Prix. We're just gonna change our deck up Drawing black there is great. Now we don't have to worry about that. All of our colors. Ah, that's too funny. I would play the Sage here if we could block the Swiftclaw, but we just can't block the Swiftclaw. Why do all of our opponents have a Johnny? Deja vu all over again. They all have it. We take 8 next turn, and Pegasus Courser becomes too big to block. As we could electrify the Courser, take 5. They get another big creature, but at least we'll have something to trade. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing looks good here. Just any 2 creatures and a Planeswalker, and that'll do us in. Great. So that's that. Instigator, get the most power and toughness on the field here. Oops. Instigator and Courser. Otherwise, it's just Bristling Boar and hope to trade off. If they kill our Courser, we're pretty much out of luck. More stuff. Johnny's Last Stand. You've got a Johnny, and you've got a Johnny's Last Stand. And what is this? Return target creature with converted mana cost 2 or less. We need another chump block. Kind of funny, we can kill a Johnny's Last Stand with the Reclamation Sage, but it's not really enough mana to make anything work too well. Okay, so we have a chump block, and they have it in Johnny Ultimate, which I don't really want to fight through. If they make the Ultimate, I'm just going to concede here. Oh, when a creature or Planeswalker dies? Oh yeah, we're dead. We can't beat the emblem, and that's too many creatures. Right. All right. One way to kill a Planeswalker is to surprise 7/7 trample. You look at this like a very expensive trick. So you go Thornhide Wolves into Prodigious Growth and set that up. Apparatus might be better just because they have some tiny creatures. It looks like we're going to start without it. 3 lands, no red, but we have some time to draw the red, and they're mulliganing to 6. All in all, this hand is fine, and it gets better if they have any artifacts early. Oh, that's a relief, because we're happy to play Basilisk without killing something, but we're not happy to play the Sage without killing something. In fact, I'll probably save it, depending. No, if they are going to miss land drops, we want to drive this home. They discard a card they can just get back later, but mana seems to be the issue. Ugh, gross. Fortunately, we have a decent answer to it here. Thorn Lieutenant. We just have to make our way in this tournament without many rares. We have Banefire. Prodigious Growth It remains to be seen how much of a bomb it is. I'm not convinced it's anything special. Get our death tooth basilisk in there. Oh boy. Aegis of the Heavens. We have no interaction for that. But we do have a Boggart Brute. And they're at 11, so any more damage we can get in just means Banefire gets that much better. And Prodigious Growth for that matter. And that's like a hot 7 damage on a Boggart Brute. Huh. Yeah. It's electrifying. Great, so now they are really low. 4, if we do 4 next turn, that's not really enough to justify giving them our Sage for free. Now they're ready to trade off just to take less damage. Fair enough. There's our Vine Mare. We could kill it with the Declare Dominance. Basically, we can kill them. Yeah, maybe that's what we want to do. Because if they put Armadillo Cloak on, I don't know everything in the format, but there are some pretty good things. Three, it's not enough to kill them with Banefire this turn, but it is enough to kill them with Banefire next turn if we hit with Boggart Brute this turn. So 2 for 1 ourselves to kill the Vine Mare. And then Banefire should definitely kill them here unless they're gaining a whole bunch of life. Oh, can we use Prodigious Growth? Let's just use it so we can say we've done it. And if this doesn't work out for some reason, then we have Banefire. Nice. All right, 3 and 1. Let's go for 4 and 1. Awesome. Well, I am going to make these changes before going into that. Reclamation Sage definitely seems worth it. Explosive Apparatus is pretty much another 3-drop for us because we can spend the 1 at any time. And Sure Strike is another good trick. So what's coming out? Rocks Oracle. And of these, I kind of want Reclamation Sage in the sideboard. Even though it's been good every single time, it's been fine to bring it in. So save that. And submit. We find Stabilo. One-up them here by also wishing them to have fun. Mulligan this. A first mulligan. Much better. This is much better, especially if we can find red. Even though it doesn't have much to do for a while. It's not a super fast format. The scariest thing we've encountered is just a bunch of flyers eventually. Ouch. A common here, just, well, maybe this is the aggressive deck. And we'll have seen all manner of decks. I like drawing a 3-drop. Would have been better to draw 2 1/1 goblins, but that's maybe, there's only one of those in the deck. Mana's fixed. So here's the question, do you trade off the Basilisk? And I believe we do. That looks nuts, but we have an answer to their next thing, and we just want to survive and get our Baloth down there. War Leader, ouch. This is gonna hurt for them. That was their big win condition. Of course, if they play another big win condition, we're also in bad shape. But it doesn't look like the 4/3 trample is going to beat our 5/5. That's a good card for common. A 4/3 is already good. Give it trample too. At least we can bite it. Play all of our stuff here. Good thing they couldn't keep the... Well, the axe wouldn't do anything, because even if it was a fight spell, we don't need our Baloth around. No more stuff. Glad they couldn't wait a turn to kill our cowl here. Not that it matters. We cannot deal with that 5/3 dragon. Red, or electrify, or green. Some games you draw all the red land when you need green, and sometimes you draw all the green land when you need red. Just take out a land and put in a manolith. That is super lethal. Okay, aggressive deck. And now we know that we need some reclamation in this deck. I still like Prodigious Growth, and the apparatus seems fine. Poison Tip Archer would have been a decent draw there. Oh, what else? Well, we need a cut. And that cut might be Thornhide Wolves, kind of the worst thing in the deck, and a little too slow for them. Rather draw almost anything else, and Prodigious Growth is pretty much just a Banefire. We hope. We'll be on the play. And we keep a hand this time, so wow. Doing really well. No matter what, we have turn 3 Courser or better. Well, not no matter what, as long as they don't kill our cowl. And they're down to 6. Were we both down to 6 in game 1, or was it just us? It was just us. Never lucky. I don't think the red would have saved us at that point. And here we could get an early Poison Tip Archer over a Courser. Not sure that that's what we need. In fact, we could get in another damage here with the Druid if we play the Courser. And really just curve out. Cavalry Drill Master. Militia Bugler. Did they miss it? They would have to reveal it, right? So yeah, they missed with the Bugler. No one heard the call. And this turn... This turn... I'll set them up to get 2 for 1 instead of electrifying Bugler before combat to get 1 more damage in, because yeah, 2 for 1 is just pretty solid there. Even though we don't get much for it, a 2/3 and a 2/1, who cares? Oh, great. Well, now I care. But we do have an answer here, the Poison Tip Archer. So if they don't have much of a follow-up, yeah, maybe we just should have held on to the Electrify. We have 1 more in the deck. Fire Elemental. Electrify. No, more Death Touch, I guess. I guess that's acceptable. In it for the long haul. We do have a lot of removal, and I'm interested in killing this just about as soon as we can. We have some rabid bites and an electrify and a couple other monsters. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sigiled Sword of Valoron. Maybe we just take a big hit here of 7 and kill whatever thing attacks. No, we probably use the Basilisk to block the elemental if it comes to it. I'm trying to think of the sequencing here. So it's 3 there, it's 4 there to do 2 damage to something. Stop bluffing black. Kill that. And attack with our Basilisk. I don't know what to attack with here. I'd rather play out all our lands than bluff something and not have Apparatus up if we need it. Ooh, Siege Breaker Giant. That's not good for us. Now we have 2 things we really need to kill. Now they can only activate it once, so it's not as good as it looks at first. Until they get 8 mana, and then this goes crazy. They're at 7. What they could do is make it so that Daggerback Basilisk can't block and then attack with Fire Elemental. But yeah, it's probably just better to wait. And we don't have great attacks. We could come in with Boggart Brute and Reclamation Sage. But this board is not pleasant for us. Since they could possibly stop 2 creatures from blocking, I don't want to just have like Courser and Druid left over if we attack with these 2 and they just take it. Because we're taking 15. I mean, if all this hits us, it's 17 really with the 2 cats. And they have the 8th land. So how do we win this? We win it by drawing something very good. Killing 1 creature would help out, especially the Siegebreaker Giant at this point. Are they just coming in for the kill here? Sure. So, the play... What is the play? That thing has trample. I think the play here is to use our Apparatus to trade with this. So put our worst creature in front of it and the Apparatus. The other option is block with multiple creatures like the Courser and Druid of the Cowl. 4, 5. Yeah, that's about the best way we can do it. Okay, so we trade the Fire Elemental with the Nessian Courser. And you can't get much better than that. And the Apparatus means we can trade Reclamation Sage with the War Leader or shoot down some pesky flyer. Something like that. Now, we also do 2 damage to them from our Poison Tip Archer. Honestly, I'd rather trade my Courser with this than the Basilisk, so that their attack's kind of funny. Alright, they've got it aligned how they wish. Maybe we'll draw our second apparatus or something. Instigator, great, more blockers. We can get in there with a little bit. They can make our Death Touchers incapable of blocking to begin with. Now they make even more unable to block. Yeah, let's get the Brute in there. What are they going to do? Double block it? Ha! Doubtful. And anything they attack with we can kill, for sure. Luminous Bond's there. Not too big of a deal. Because we just have another one. Well, if they're so smart, how about dealing with this attack? I mean, why not, right? Why not? It's not like Brimaz, where you block or attack and get your two friends. They've got no cards in their hand, so our wide board might just be enough here. We have to worry about the lifelink cats that attack. But next turn we could do something like attack out. They block two things. Yeah, totally. Cool, two more. I'll take that trade. I mean, Reclamation Sage already killed a thing. Dreadmaw's good. If we attack out, they kill a 1/3. They take 9. I don't really want to attack out. But we can certainly attack with these two. Just to see what happens. And keep our Poison Tip Archer back. Because some I don't know what'll do it, but if they kill Poison Tip Archer, that's not good for us. Basically, if they have like a kill, destroy target tapped creature or something. Part of why this board is so good is because every creature is like an extra damage, because eventually to deal with it and not take damage from it, they have to kill it. Oh, this card is so good. One of the most splashable of the multicolor cards, if not the most splashable. They want to take 5. Well, they don't want to take 5, but they're taking 5. Just play more giant monsters. Excellent. Was that game 1 there? No, that was game 2, and they won game 1. Well, they fought hard. Do we want Root Snare? Win with a Fog? It almost seems like it, but in the end, gonna opt out of that. Thornhide Wolves, we want some bigger stuff. Thornhide Wolves seems like the right size of a creature for us. Whereas other things get a bit worse. Everything else is pretty good too, let's be honest. Hostile Minotaur might be a bit worse, but that's still fine. Declare Dominance is still very good. Maybe the apparatus is just not as good. It hardly deals with any of their things. Tell you what, let's take out the apparatus and put in a real sized creature, Thornhide Wolves. Just a really bad shock doesn't seem to be what I want here when we have electrifies, which actually deal with the cards we're interested in. Opponent takes the play, and this looks like another mulligan for us. Too many lands needed, but this looks a lot better. Dagger back Basilisk. We have to bottom that. We need lots of land, and we already have a Death Toucher. There we go. One route to victory here is just getting a Dreadmaw in at some point. Ooh, more land, I love it. So turn 3, Poison Tip Archer. Turn 4, Banefire. Upkeep Stop. Wow. And they are missing land drops. This is just ideal. I'm not afraid of too much here. If they kill Druid of the Cowl, that's slightly annoying in case we draw land next turn, but that's not what they want to kill. They want to kill Poison Tip Archer because that's just our best card. And I'm definitely not going to leave that back in light of all this, in light of this board. Swift Claw. Swift Claw. So we attack in with our little dudes and cast a Dreadmaw. Not the biggest play of all time. What they could do here is lock down our Dreadmaw with the bonds. Just think of the worst case thing, and it's probably what they have. And if that's what they're doing, do we just want to get in the most damage we can here? Like Rabid Bite the Swift Claw, get in 5, and then do a big Banefire later? It gets in 6, really. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to lose our Poison Tip Archer here. And they can't cast too much. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're pretty dead here. I would say they're pretty dead. Oh, especially now. Goodness. Listen, if there's one lesson from this event, it's main deck your Reclamation Sage and play flyers. Excellent. 4-1 for my first sealed. Not bad. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your pre-releases. Good luck in your drafts. And yeah, I mean, my opinion on this format so far is it's great. Core sets sometimes are hit or miss, but the speed of this looks just perfect to get your bombs into play, play your removal, and have some interesting games. All right. See you next time.